You've probably heard DMBA is making changes to the Deseret 401k plan, but you may have questions about how these changes affect you. This presentation will answer common questions and help you understand a little more about your retirement savings and the coming changes. First, why did DMBA make this change? To answer that question, let's take a look at a typical scenario. The year was 2015. Bob, a participant of the Deseret 401k plan, was 60 years old. Bob's portfolio was invested in the long-term preset mix, which has 80% in stocks and 20% in bonds. Bob was getting closer to retirement, but he was really enjoying his nearly decade-long run in the market. Although a DMBA financial planner suggested that he consider making a change in his portfolio more appropriate for his age and time frame, he didn't want to miss out on the great returns by changing his investments. In January of 2020, Bob turned 65 years old. He again wondered when to change his investment mix. A DMBA financial planner suggested that Bob consider adjusting his investments to correspond to the time he would need the money. Uncertain of his exact retirement date and loving those returns, Bob still did not make a change. At the end of February 2020, Bob was concerned about some significant drops in the market and wondered if he should change his mix or keep waiting. The financial planner coached him again to consider proper age-based diversification. Bob was experiencing an interesting phenomenon called inertia. The law of inertia states that an object at rest stays at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. For most investors, that outside force is a market downturn, which unfortunately is not a good time to make an investment change. Bob had maintained this mix of investments for decades, and even though he knew it was time to consider adjusting his investments, he just couldn't bring himself to do it. He had a legitimate fear of missing out. A common question is, when should I make a change? This question does not have an easy answer because most of us, like Bob, don't want to miss out. We would benefit from an outside force disrupting our inertia and moving us from a static portfolio to one that changes as we gradually age. To help overcome inertia, DMBA has partnered with BlackRock Investments to offer BlackRock LifePath index funds. These dynamic funds can help the Bobs among us better manage our retirement savings. A portfolio that changes automatically over time helps avoid inertia and keeps you appropriately diversified, no matter the market conditions. In 2016, DMBA began researching target date funds seriously and then partnered in 2019 with BlackRock to offer LifePath index funds to Deseret 401k plan participants. LifePath index funds offer excellent investment options and very low fees. So even though BlackRock provides the investment vehicle, DMBA remains your 401k provider and partner on your journey toward retirement. Here's what you need to know about the LifePath funds.
There are some challenges in life you may be prepared to take on, and there are others where you'd rather trust a professional. The same holds true when investing for retirement. Some people enjoy the challenge of managing their own investments, while others prefer to let professionals pilot their investment strategies. If that's you, there's a professionally managed investment option which follows a sophisticated flight plan that adjusts for your time to retirement. Known as LifePath Target Date Funds, they seek to provide a diversified investment that balances between growing your investment and protecting it against risk to help you advance toward your retirement goals. Similar to how a plane's glide path adjusts as it approaches its destination, the investment allocation changes as you approach retirement. When you're young and far from retirement, the investment mix is more aggressive to help your investments grow. As you approach retirement, the fund automatically shifts to a more conservative investment allocation with the goal of preserving your savings. When you arrive at your desired retirement date, the fund shifts to an investment mix designed to help you retain spending power through retirement. So if you like the idea of gliding into retirement with the help of professionals managing your investments, LifePath Target Date Funds are available to help you on your journey. Visit your retirement plan website to learn more today.
At different points in an individual's career, it makes sense to have different mixes of stocks and bonds. Early in your career, you can usually handle a little more risk and keep nearly all your investments in stock-related funds. At mid-career, it's appropriate to have a majority of your investments still in stocks, but that percentage should begin tapering down. At retirement, it is still appropriate to have some of your portfolio in the stock market. This helps to combat longevity risk, or the risk of outliving your money. Some money in the stock market, even at retirement, helps to keep your investments growing throughout retirement, which could last several decades. LifePath funds correspond to the year an individual's need for the money, typically retirement, begins. For example, someone with 45 years until they need the money could invest in the 2065 fund. Someone with only 5 or 10 years until they need to start using the money could invest in the 2025 or 2030 fund. The funds, organized in 5-year intervals, are managed by BlackRock investment fund managers. They make monthly assessments of the portfolios, minor quarterly adjustments, and annual reassessments of the investment strategy. These dynamic funds change automatically, eliminating the need for investors to adjust the asset mixes themselves. So how can you move into a LifePath fund? Beginning May 15th, you will be able to choose LifePath index funds for your Deseret 401k plan investments. If you would like to enroll in the LifePath fund targeted to your 65th birthday to take effect in the transition period beginning June 25th, go to www.dmba.com and log into your 401k account under My Retirement. Once on the Empower website, you will see 2 choices: I agree, re-enroll, and no, I want to keep my current investments. Select I agree, re-enroll. If you want to stay in the investments you're currently in, select no, I want to keep my current investments. If you are in a preset mix, you can continue investing in those same funds, but they won't be maintained as a preset mix, meaning the percentages of stocks and bonds will remain the same and they will not automatically be rebalanced. If you choose to stay in your existing investments, you may rebalance the assets on your own. Remember that BlackRock LifePath funds are meant to be an improvement on the preset mixes, an already great strategy. So if you've enjoyed the diversification of your preset mix, you'll love the BlackRock LifePath funds with their dynamic management changing over time for you. Anytime between May 15th and June 24th, you may log on to DMBA.com, access your 401k account, and make your changes effective immediately. You may do this by selecting either of the choices, I agree, re-enroll, or no, I want to keep my current investments. Then select View Manage My Investments under Investments and scroll down to Change My Investments. Here you may choose a LifePath fund different from your default option, a LifePath fund suggested, or another investment option altogether. These changes will take effect immediately. They won't wait until after the June 25th transition period. If you decide not to do anything at all, you have still made a choice. Your investments will be placed in the LifePath fund that corresponds to your 65th birthday. This transition will take effect in July. A guide to the fund that might be right for you includes suggestions based on your birth date and assumes you will begin withdrawing money at age 65. If you anticipate needing to use your money at a different age, find the appropriate fund for that target date. When are these changes taking place and what are the next steps? Beginning May 14th, preset mixes will no longer be maintained. Between May 15th and June 24th, you may log into your account and make a choice. Transition to your default LifePath fund to take effect in July, remain in your current investments, or enroll in any LifePath fund or other funds of your choosing with the change effective immediately. If you do nothing, your investments will automatically move in July to a LifePath fund based on your 65th birthday. You, like Bob, may be a little nervous about the current state of the investment markets. If so, please keep in mind that diversification and ongoing maintenance of your savings investments are always appropriate, regardless of market conditions. If your current portfolio is more or less aggressive than the suggested mix, remember you are in control and may decide to accept the default LifePath fund, stay in your current investments, or choose a LifePath fund more closely aligned with your retirement timeframe and risk tolerance. Talk to a DMBA financial planner to help guide you on your journey. We hope this presentation has answered your questions and provided you with the information you need to confidently re-enroll your 401k. More information is available at www.dmba.com under My Retirement, Resources and Information. You also received a packet in the mail during the last half of March. Talk to your employer if you have questions after reviewing these materials or if you did not receive them. With these changes, you and Bob have an excellent asset allocation and the diversification you've been accustomed to, but you no longer have to guess when to make the change. Thanks to DMBA and enhanced investments provided by BlackRock, it's goodbye inertia and hello to an even more efficient 401k.